This week is dedicated to the gentleman who fell, Nemesis, as we discuss the 2004 Resident Evil Apocalypse. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I am your host, Eddie, the Axe Jefferson, and joining me as always, the co-host from another coast and the sauerkraut in your Jill sandwich, Tim Yobo. How are you doing today, goods?
Why sauerkraut? Do I impress you as the kind of motherfucker who put sauerkraut on a hot dog?
No, you come off as sauerkraut in your sandwich.
Okay, I can live with that. That's all right.
But Tim, we are not alone on this journey. Once again, we are being joined by friend of the show and co-host. We'll call her co-host as well. We have her along to point out all the nerdy shit involved in Resident Evil. It's Candice.
You're damn right. I got my actuallys ready in the barrel.
You got me earlier in the afternoon with the first actually about it.
Candice has always got one in the chamber, but folks, very special guest this week. We've been Sans guest for a couple of weeks. It's just been the love that's shared between us.
We've been saving up our guest points for this one.
We've been saving up our guest points, and we blew them all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by a comedy writer, co-host of the Jordan Jesse Go podcast, and author of the two-time Eisner Award-nominated graphic novel Bubble. Jordan Morris, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you. I got your 10,000 guest points in the mail.
Excellent.
I authenticated them. They were real guest points. So
you checked them
accepted it.
You checked them on the crypto exchange. Just had to make sure that it wasn't just a screenshot of somebody's Bored Ape.
Right. Yes, they're legit. I authenticated them with Elon Musk himself. He says they're legit, and thank you. Yeah, it's really great. You could have spent them on so many people. James Gunn or Wallace Shawn or any number of great guests. So thank you for asking me.
No problem. To be fair, James Gunn did refuse us first, but
No, I get it. No,
Look, if you're coming in second to James Gunn, that's not bad, right?
Yeah, I'll take it, honestly.
Oh, man. So here we are in the middle of our February spring cleaning / Candice's birthday month / movies people like to watch when they're stoned or talk about when they're stoned, Candice.
Or do a podcast about when they're stoned.
And
I wasn't aware that I would be podcasting with inebriated people. I'm sorry. My Bible study group would be furious with me. I'll have to leave now.
But they let you watch Resident Evil?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, the final messianic messages in it. Yeah.
That movie is a metaphor. Alice is a Christ figure.
Oh, yes, that's right. She did have to suffer.
Yes, and
somebody does die on the cross in this movie, right?
She is reborn over and over throughout the series, so it does make a lot of sense. But before we get to Resident Evil, Candice.
Yep.
I have to ask you, it's all of our listeners' favorite segment. What have you been consuming this week?
Guys, history is about to be made because I got my tickets to the Ghost concert.
The Ghost concert?
The Ghost concert that's
is
coming
that like
in August.
The Monster Mash, the Ghost concert?
Shut up, Eddie. You know who Ghosts are.
You buy tickets for, but you never hear about it.
I know you know this band.
So yeah, you're
gonna... This is like top 5 bands of all time, and I've never seen them live.
They're in your top 5?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Candice? Who are your top 5?
You got Cradle of Filth, Typo Negative, probably Ghost, Metallica.
Can I guess the 5th one?
What is it?
Please.
Celine Dion.
You know, you're not far off. It's Muse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure. The Celine Dion of early 2000s indie rock. Yes.
Tim, I'd ask you, but all 5 would be Pink Floyd. So.
Yes, Pink Floyd. No, you can throw the Who in there also. But I just want to say this: up until just like 2 days ago, I thought Ghost was one guy. I didn't know it was an actual band. I thought
it's an
was
actual
like
band.
the name of the guy. Yeah, okay.
Tobias Forge is the one that you see all the pictures of.
See, I
He's
didn't
dressed up
know.
as like the
Tobias
Satanic Pope.
Forge.
Yeah.
Like going out in the woods and looking for shit forage?
See,
I guess
No,
there's also
forge.
like making a
Oh.
sword,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
forging steel.
yeah. Now, Candice, I wasn't aware that Ghost was a band as well. I was aware that he streams on Twitch, and I've seen his energy drinks in the stores.
Uh-huh.
So,
See, I don't know if Eddie's joking or not. That's just
what are a couple of his best songs?
Are you talking about Ghost from Modern Warfare?
Are they? No, that's Candice. Ghost is a Twitch streamer. So are a lot of their songs about like Fortnite or?
I love their banger. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's easily my.
Well, Eddie, you would like them because they really love Satan, and so do you.
That's true.
You guys
I
have
do
something
love
in
Satan.
common.
That's true. Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, fair.
Your Bible study group is really going to be upset.
They're going to be furious with me. I don't know why I'm not hanging up. I'm just too mad to hang up.
But you don't know. It could be a satanic Bible study group, Tim.
That's true.
Yeah.
They never give you too much information on this. What Bible is it?
It just says Bible. It could be any number of Bibles.
We get together, we read the Necronomicon, we sacrifice a goat, and then a blood orgy. So yeah, that's kind of my.
And
my
they're
Sunday
still going to
night.
be upset with you for being on this show.
See, Blood Orgy is my favorite band. And that. What about you then, Tim? What have you been consuming, my friend?
I caught up because I missed the last 2 episodes of The Last of Us, so I caught up with that now. And I really expected not to like that show. I thought it was just going to be like another Walking Dead thing. Mm-hmm. But goddamn, that show was good.
I keep telling people whenever I say zombie apocalypse, they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand." I was like, "This is not like The Walking Dead," and so I converted like 3 people to start watching it.
I just did the first episode, so I definitely think it sets itself apart. I'm a big fan of the games, but I definitely think it sets itself apart from other zombie gunk.
It's been so long since I played the games, I just barely remember certain things, certain points when they hit. I was like, oh yeah, I know that when they work across the plank on the wood. Oh, I know that when they're in the schoolyard and all that. But it's really so good. And anything with Pedro now, that guy's fucking knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, no kidding. I love when the meme that's going around that he escorts magical children to safety. And I was like, people who associate The Last of Us with that have no idea what they're talking about. They clearly didn't play the game.
I don't think he did that in Narcos, though.
I don't know. Never watched it.
Candice. Wow.
Does that seem like my kind of show, Tim?
No. There's nobody bumping around.
No, because
in the
it
dark.
doesn't glorify the mob like, according to you, Godfather does.
Tim. We'll get her on one of those. Maybe Goodfellas. Maybe she'll like Goodfellas.
I do like Goodfellas, and I've told you this multiple times.
You know what? If I listened to you, this would probably be a lot better.
No kidding. Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to go watch Ghost in the Shell. Tim, you've been watching Last of Us. So, I think I'll go over to you then, Jordan. What have you been consuming? What's something you want our listeners to maybe go take a look at or a listen to or a read of?
Oh, yeah. I'm almost done with a great book. It's called A Man Named Doll. It is by Jonathan Ames, and it is kind of like a modern, a Raymond Chandler book. Have you ever read any of those kind of hard-boiled detective things? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like that, but it's set in modern-day L.A. He's a down on his luck detective, but he smokes a ton of pot and takes a ton of opioids. It's really funny. It's kind of a riff on that genre, but also just in addition to being kind of a spoof, it's also got a really cool mystery at its heart. And he's a dog guy. He's got this dog that he drags with him on all the adventures. And I'm just really loving it. I think it's going to be a series, so I'm all in for the series. It's called A Man Named Doll.
That sounds good. I have a huge soft spot for noir novels.
Oh yeah, I think you would like this. It has all the tropes, but a bunch of modern stuff, and also a lot of good comedy.
You had me at smoking pot and taking opiates.
Yeah.
Which usually isn't a good combination because you get the munchies, but then you can't shit.
Oh, that would be awful.
Damn.
That does sound
so
pretty
full of
fucking
hot
weird.
Cheetos. Oh my God. Gotta get these hot Cheetos out of me.
Oh man, yeah, that would be the absolute freaking worst. Okay, so yeah, sounds good, man. There's nothing better than like finding something and then just, oh, there's a whole series of it. There's,
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's a great
yeah.
feeling.
just
See, I'm too old. I can't do that anymore.
I don't know if you guys are. I'm sensing that there's at least a couple of gamers on the call here. And,
Yep.
yeah.
I discovered the like FromSoft games, the like Dark Souls
Oh,
baby.
like
Elden
kind of
Ring.
late, and then I got to like binge them all, and then got to get into Elden Ring when it came out. That was like the best feeling. It's like, oh my God, there's 10 of these. It's awesome.
I seriously got to the point in Elden Ring when I was like real deep into it. When I'm like, why do I even need other video games?
Yeah, you don't. As long as they
You
keep
also
like
bitch and
DLC
moan about how
coming.
that game is so fucking hard and it just drives you nuts.
It's not that hard.
It's a
Yeah, but
listen.
it's the hate fuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Candice. I was just about to say it was a hate
Yeah.
fuck. You beat me to it. That is exactly. If you don't like that game, you're someone who has never hate fucked.
I mean, if you
before.
guys are just going to use like poll quotes that are on the box describing,
a real hate fuck, New York Times.
oh God, I think I saw a review of this movie said it was a hate fuck, but anyhow, so what was that movie we streamed, Tim? That was the last thing I watched that wasn't for the podcast. It was Terror at Blood Fart Lake.
Yeah. How could I forget that title?
Say the title
Yeah.
again.
Terror at Blood Fart Lake.
That's what I
And,
thought you said. Okay.
That
Go on.
sounds so awful.
No, it's really good.
Tim.
Look, everybody in
Is it
that movie made a choice and stuck with it throughout the whole fucking thing, right?
You know what? I will tell you, yeah, you are absolutely correct there. They certainly made a choice. No, it's a fantastic low budget piece of garbage. I mean, it's 74 minutes. It came out in 2008. And what was the budget on it? They said $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between $4,000 and
$4,000.
$8,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they did a follow-up to it in 2011, Return to Blood Fart Lake.
I don't want to watch it because I don't want to ruin it. Because there's one character in that movie, the lady who is like 26 years old at most, who is throughout the whole thing just acting and showboating like she's a 1920s silent film star. Where she's just like, the camera like just zooms in a little bit and she'll tilt her head and she'll do like the jazz hands right in front of her face as she's delivering her lines and run off the camera. And it's hysterical. I can't believe it.
Are
That's insane.
there blood farts in the movie, or is that just the name of the lake?
So
I think that's the name of the lake.
yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah.
And why
That's,
is it named that?
because you have a lake to name. It's 2008.
All the good names are taken.
Yeah, Crystal Lake was taken. What have you got left? I mean,
It's the opposite of a
blood
Crystal
fart.
Lake.
Right. If you're going in reverse alphabetical order, it's Crystal Lake, and then you go to B, and that's blood fart, of course. So
yes, of course.
we all know how you you name lakes in reverse alphabetical order.
But Tim, just to relieve your sadness there, she's back in Return to Blood Fart Lake.
I'm going to watch it as soon as we finish doing this podcast. Let's hurry up.
This is kind of like my deal with the Dark Souls games. There's another Blood Fart Lake movie? Oh, my God.
All I need to
Yeah.
know is that lady's in it.
Yeah, this film production group also made Amityville Karen that came out last year.
Oh, that's right. Because there's like a shit ton of direct-to-DVD and Amityville movies, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is a direct-to-YouTube production company.
Right. I know. I say direct to DVD. It's like what an old
Yeah.
term. It's like, yes, this is direct to, Tubi or something, probably, right?
Hey, speaking of direct-to-DVD, did you know Resident Evil Apocalypse was the last movie in the series to come out on VHS and the first in the series to come out on Blu-ray?
Wow.
Well, that was a
Wow.
good
Interesting.
fact to have up your sleeve there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
They didn't do
segue.
the first Blu-ray of the first movie?
No. I
I
mean,
think there's like a
eventually-
collection at this point, right? There's
I know
probably,
why. I know why we needed the Blu-ray for this movie.
Tim?
Because that last scene when she wakes up in the
Yeah.
laboratory, right?
Oh.
All those teenage boys are like, I gotta see this in fucking whatever is as close to 4K as I can get.
right. There are a lot of brief boobs in these movies. Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of like quick, blink and you'll miss some boobs. That's a hallmark of the franchise.
Indeed. So, speaking of the franchise, when I reached out to you, Jordan, we were talking about a couple of potential movies you wanted to maybe bring into the mix, and the Resident Evil series was one of your suggestions. So I think I'll lead with you when I gotta ask.
Sure, and you're welcome. By the way, I'm sure everyone was lining up to thank
I love this
me
movie.
one by one.
Oh. You don't know Tim, so
Yeah, no,
this.
I don't. I'm getting to know Tim already
Uh-huh.
just by doing this podcast. Tim seems like a pretty cool dude.
doesn't take much.
Thank
He's-
you. I like to think I am. This is like up there for Twilight series for me.
Thank
just
you.
like
Oh.
watching and be just like,
No,
what
you
the
see, you
fuck?
lost me. You lost me with the Twilight series. But I got to ask Jordan, what is your history with these Resident Evil movies?
Yeah, so like I'm a fan of the games. Going back to the original PlayStation 1 classics. And yeah, I love to check out the new installments. I thought the last Resident Evil game 8 or Village or whatever they were calling it was really, really cool. And I just went to see this in theaters out of fandom for the games. And had been burned by video game movies before. Super Mario, Double Dragon, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. These were the video games of my youth that got shitty movies.
Mortal Kombat's not shitty.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, wow. Are we going to throw down? What are 3 good parts of the Mortal Kombat movie?
It's got Goro in that
Yeah.
giant rubber suit. Looks amazing.
Yep.
It's got Sonya Blade snapping someone in the neck with her legs. And
Okay.
it's also got Christopher Lambert as Raiden.
Shit,
Whoever-
you're right. Shit. I'm sorry. I recant my complaints. You are right.
No, no,
The original
everybody
Mortal
just-
Kombat fucking owns.
Everybody just happened to know Raiden before the movie.
It's Lord Raiden.
He's Raiden.
Hey, he's a god. We all know him.
He's a celebrity in that world.
Okay. You
That's
know
so
what?
Raiden.
I've just got to say, I'm impressed that you called out 4, maybe 5 bad video game movies, not a single Uwe Boll movie. So,
Oh, yeah. He tends to ruin video games that I don't have any connection to. So I don't think I've seen any of
Okay.
his, but I know his
You're lucky.
reputation. Yeah.
So you didn't have a Dreamcast.
What Dreamcast games did he do?
House of the Dead.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Alone
Which
in the
this
Dark.
movie rips off a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
With some of the zombie shots.
Was House of the Dead? Was the Uwe Boll House of the Dead movie before this movie?
That's a good question.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
wait a
I
second.
don't know, but
It
No,
doesn't
but
sound
let's-
like somebody ripping off him. Usually it's the other way around,
yeah,
right?
it's interesting.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think I've seen an Uwe Boll movie, but yeah. So I remember going to see this in theaters with my buddy Eric Frumadig, that I knew from high school drama, and we both loved the games, and so we went to a matinee, kind of with managed expectations. And I remember coming, and this is the first one at this point. So I remember coming out just going that was pretty cool. It got what was fun about the game. Some cool monsters. Mila Jovovich is great. I am just such a fan of hers. Obviously she was an early crush object for me from The Fifth Element. So, I'm, automatically just kind of on board for any and all Mila Jovovich projects.
I feel like everybody in a certain age is exposed to Mia Jovovich in The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
She's timeless,
It's
yeah.
tied in your brain.
Yeah.
Plus, what's great about it is that her first scene in this movie is just she's still playing her character from the
Being naked.
Fifth Element.
Right. Yeah. She's Mila Jovovich
talk. Yeah.
does a lot of waking up in various tanks.
Yeah. See, I got into her with her music.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She does
Kylie
have
Minogue?
kind of a dance pop career, right?
Yeah.
Sure, it's great.
I did not know that. All right.
And I kind of just was into the first one, and just kind of always went to see these movies when they came out, and I think they're just kind of really great Sunday afternoon. Get a little stoned, have a couple drinks. You can put them on TV and kind of leave them in the background, and they're always entertaining, and sometimes they surprise you with some cool moments and yeah, I don't know. They're just a ton of fun. Practical stuff, a lot of practical, guys in rubber suits and stunts and I don't know, all that good stuff. They're just kind of like old school B movies, and I always have a blast watching them.
They're not the worst in the world. I've seen worse. I've seen Uwe Boll.
Yeah, sure.
Blood Rain was fun. You take that back. All right.
I will not.
What about you, Candice? What's your history with the Resident Evil?
Oh, I was there opening night.
Of course.
Yeah,
because I'm a diehard.
Who are you dressed up as,
Yeah.
Candice?
I'm a diehard Resident Evil fan. Resident Evil super fan. I always play all the games every single year. I go through and play them all over again.
Wow.
But
even the spin-offs, even like Code Veronica.
I have notes about Code Veronica in here.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil your big reveal.
So I was there opening night.
Of course.
And just thirsty for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch it and I'm like, I don't like the liberties they've taken, because how I'm such a lore person.
Yeah.
I'm so pedantic about it. I'm like, that's not what happened.
And everybody's like, please sit down. We're watching the movie.
Can I ask just one question?
Mm-hmm.
The poor guy you drugged to this movie, what was his first name?
Brandon.
Okay, there we go.
Brandon should be so lucky. I would love to be drugged to this movie.
Oh no, a girl's making me watch Resident Evil movie.
Oh man,
With you though, when you're pointing out like that character didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. For all the hope that he had for that evening, it all went out the window. It's like, she won't shut the fuck up about this character's backstory.
So originally that was Ada Wong, and she was a agent for. God, my Resident Evil knowledge kind of petered out during that riff. I don't know too much about the continuity. I'll be honest.
Good enough.
Don't worry, I'll provide it.
Oh, these movies don't help at all. For me, these movies all become a mash into one.
They really do.
I kept waiting for the laser screen to pop up.
Yeah.
And then when the dogs popped up, oh, this is the one with the dogs. And then when that guy got bit, I was like, wait a second, he's in like 2 other movies. How is he still alive? Huh?
Yeah, they do all run together. I would be, they're kind of like the Bond movies or the Purge movies, when it's like, they're all kind of the same thing and they have a formula. But I don't know. I kind of like the familiarity of them.
You know what you're going into it expecting. Come on.
Yeah, I did. I did watch them all.
Perfect.
Because at the time, that was the only Resident Evil stuff available.
Yeah.
So you just kind of just took what you could get.
Yeah, there's a lot of Resident Evil filmed entertainment now. Like there's a
Resident
Netflix
Evil
show, right? And
Degeneration.
there's an animated show and the rebooted movie and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
What about you, Tim? What's your history with the series?
Well, unlike Candice, I wasn't there opening night, thank God. But I'm sure I rented this movie, and then over the years just kept seeing it on cable. And like Jordan said, it's a Sunday movie.
Yeah.
These are movies that usually run them all together on like Sci-Fi Channel, starting like maybe Saturday night, going all the way until Sunday afternoon. There's so goddamn many of them. But I was really surprised. There was a couple parts I really, really liked in this movie that I completely forgot about. We'll get to it when we get to it.
We'll get to it, yeah. So I saw the first 2, this one and the first one, in the theaters, and then kind of fell off of them. I'd get them like at Hollywood Video or whatever, afterwards. But then I forget which one it was, but there was the one where the whole gimmick was it was in 3D, and the dude throws his...
This is in 3D, I think, isn't it?
It should have been. I don't remember it being in 3D, though.
There's so much shit coming at the camera.
There's just weird frame rate shots too that kind of strike me as like, oh, are these being filmed for a certain like theatrical format? I don't know. Yeah, that's where kind of the pits, but
that's where the Uwe Boll movie House of Dead come in, because that's what he did with the zombies to try to show how fast they were.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, only it didn't turn out very good. I can't be mean to him. He was on the show. He's a fun
seem very
guy.
nice.
That's true, and he didn't try to box you. So
that's true. He did not try to box me.
Gave you some recipes for some fucking biscuits or something.
For pancakes.
He never backed down either. Even when faced with criticisms, he was like, "You just don't get it."
Yeah. Then I saw the 3D one in the theater. I just remember the scene where the guy was throwing his sunglasses at the screen.
Oh, that was the third one.
Yeah.
Was that Mission Impossible?
Yeah, it was probably on
Besides
Mission
that.
Impossible too. You know what? Now, come to think of it, it was Tom Cruise, Kim. So you're right. All right, so let's get to it here. Written by Paul W.S. Anderson, oddly not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, I
The
thought
one
that was
he
weird.
didn't. Yeah, he took some time off of directing because he was gearing up for AVP.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it seems like, and I think Paul W.S. Anderson, has some bangers. I'll go ahead and go out on a
Event
limb.
Horizon.
I was going to say, I assume we have 3 Event Horizon fans on the call here.
Yep. That's
It's a movie that I think we're doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sunday.
nice, great.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think his Death Race remake is really cool. I really like that. I think that's a really cool, fun movie. His Death Race remake with Danny Trejo and Statham. Yeah. Yeah, I think if I was to guess, so I think he didn't direct 2 and 3, this one and the next one, which is the Vegas one, I think.
he directed 3. He just didn't direct this one, which is
Oh,
bizarre.
interesting. This is the only one. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe my headcanon says he was like trying to be, go out into Hollywood and leave the franchise, and then when that stuff didn't work out, he's like, I'm back, baby.
Well, the other note that I have is that the studio also wanted to go in a much more action-heavy direction with this one. So maybe they kind of wanted to shift over to a different director as well. It's tough to say. Yeah. But hey, he was just, of course, coming, off of his success with Event Horizon and didn't he? Yeah, he did. He also directed Mortal Kombat. So how about that?
Oh, that's right.
Candice.
So he was kind of the video game guy.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of video game guy, he just did that Monster Hunter movie in 2020.
Oh, fuck that movie.
I got to see that. It looks so bad.
I have not.
It's terrible.
But that's Mila Jovovich too, right? That's
oh yeah, damn.
Yep.
I haven't seen it, Candice. You say it's bad.
It's bad, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like these movies. There's some cool moments, but for the most part, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
not usually poorly acted or anything.
Yeah, lots of cool moments in this movie.
I mean, he's married to Mila Jovovich, so...
Yeah, my husband was pointing out, and I completely 100% agreed with him. He was like, Paul W.S. Anderson is like Uwe Boll with more money. Because we were like naming all of the video game movie adaptations that he'd done, and all of them were bad.
That's fair.
But they clearly had a 10 million times more budget than what Uwe Boll ever worked with.
Yeah, it wasn't some sort of a bizarre tax scam that he was running on the German government. It was a little more good intention, I guess. Directed by Alexander Witt, who went on to be a DP of some note. He was on all the Daniel Craig Bond movies, and he did that Bird Box.
Damn.
Yeah, he's like a second unit guy. I think his if you look at his IMDb, there's like a ton of great movies on there, but this is the only one that he's directed. I wonder what
that's
story
the best
is.
kind of unit.
Yeah.
Not that much pressure, and if you do a good job, you're making serious.
Absolutely. I don't know. I think this movie is like has some like great moments in it, and I think was pretty financially successful. So yeah, I wonder why he didn't go and direct more stuff. It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, bizarre. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he got a taste.
He didn't like it.
Like it. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be."
A lot of pressure.
What? I'll just be second seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the seat for me.
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we've got, of course, starring Mila Jovovich as Alice, best known from The Fifth Element, Dazed and Confused, and, of course, this series. Probably not so much.
And now Monster Hunter.
And Monster Hunter, which I'm sure is going to go on to be just the next big thing.
The Messenger, the Joan of Arc movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Zoolander, funny kind of little supporting character in Zoolander.
In both of those, yeah, that's true. She was Katinka, right? Okay. Then you've got, Sienna Gollery as Jill, who apparently purchased a PS1 and all of the games to study for Jill.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean-
That's why she's walking like that. Because there's so many times I'm like, she's always cocked a little bit to one side.
Right, and
I
she
like
always she has to
When she's
rotate
standing, yeah.
360 before she
Yeah.
walks forward.
Before she can aim her weapon.
Right.
I swear to God, when she's in that school with the gun and the flashlight and the way she's moving it around, I'm like, I know. Oh, I remember getting stuck in a corner with that fucking
And she's has the video game accurate outfit too, right? Like her
Yeah.
tube
Oh,
top
yeah.
and mini skirt. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% accurate on that one. Otherwise, we don't really have a lot of like horror royalty in the credits here. We've got my boy Zach Ward in it, which is always fun.
Yeah.
he
that's
might
the guy
be.
that's the guy that I said should play Freddy Krueger, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could have seen it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think you can recast Freddy. I don't think it's going to happen.
It's going to happen eventually, you know it, because there's money in it.
They tried it though; it didn't work.
I think if they did a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot now, but just cast Robert Englund, it would be fucking huge.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, right. You can do it with Harrison fucking Ford is doing Indiana
Yeah,
Jones
absolutely.
7.
Yeah, I think people have such a bad taste in their mouth.
He's
about
so old
that
now. I just want
reboot.
him to rest and sleep and do old man things.
And maybe make it
He's
easy on him.
retired.
Maybe you do CGI Freddy for most of it, but you can shoot him out in a couple of days. Just have him for a bunch of close-ups. Make it easy on him. Like Peter Mayhew. They have him for some of Chewbacca, but there's another guy who does most of it. But yeah, I think we all just kind of want him back.
You
Yeah,
could
we
do
do.
like a deep fake.
Do a
Robert
deep
Englund.
fake. Yeah, just
so
deep
he's
fake
still
him.
alive.
It's already like creepy enough, right?
Right.
The deep fake technology, then throw that into like dream world logic. That's the other thing with a lot of actors, they have to de-age them, in these movies. With Freddy, I feel like you don't have to go that direction.
Yeah, because
Well, you got the makeup.
Yeah.
because his face looks like a pizza.
You just have to do less and less makeup with time.
And, this time, he's looking menacing as he's crouched over. Not because, his back is out.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's just his demeanor. It's not because, arthritis or anything. So, where do we begin with this movie? Well, we start with a nice little recap. Open on Raccoon City, a.k.a. Suburbs, USA, and pan down to the Hive, where, of course, they're going to fuck around and find out, because that's all Umbrella does here, right?
This is from the first movie, right? This is like where the thing originally got out, correct?
So, I mean, the first movie they contained at the end, right? They got Alice, they brought her back. They got Matt, they brought him back, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to start with Project Nemesis on him."
Yeah,
Right. This is kind of combining 2 and 3.
it is. And when I just think back on Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City and the care and love that they took to, carefully recreate every single scene from Resident Evil games,
Yeah.
like down to background photos.
Yeah.
And then I see the shit they did to Resident Evil in this movie, and I get so angry.
Oh, but they had the fuel truck that capsized on the street. But I mean, it happened to be with Dr. Ashford's daughter.
Plus, they cuck Jill constantly
no.
in this movie.
Yeah. You know what? I do love Jill's introduction in the movie. I have a note on that one. I fucking love. She just walks into this cop shop shooting people.
It rules. It's so awesome.
No one stops her.
And I told you got to shoot him in the head. I'm like, is that why she was sent home? Because she's telling the rest of the cops to shoot everybody in the head?
Yeah, I love this thing that like she knows the zombie rules and people have not been listening to her. Yeah, love her shooting the cuffs off Mike Epps. It's just such a fun, cool intro, and she's just great in it. She's really like knows the movie she's in. She's playing it right.
Yeah.
Looks great in the tube top.
The reason why she's dressed like that, and they don't explain it in the movie, but in the games, it's because she was on a date.
Oh.
Okay, because in the movie, here's my problem is she was home. She could have changed her clothes before she went into her job at the police precinct, but she went
She was
right
too
there.
busy.
But that makes sense, Candice. Yeah, she's on a date. With her leg strap
Yeah.
gun?
Of course. Jill's paranoid.
I mean, there's zombies everywhere.
Great
If you're
date.
out on the date when there's zombie outbreak happening, Tim, you got to at least have one gun on you.
That's true.
Yeah, dating ain't easy, I got to tell you.
Gotta go strapped and not just with condoms.
There you go. She's got her strap.
No, that's capped.
So yeah, she marches in the cop shop, fucking shoots up the infected. Love it. Then we cut to a mostly nude Mia Jovovich waking up in a lab.
Of course.
So what movie are we in? Everybody cast your vote.
Right.
She's always side naked.
Yeah, they find every excuse to have her as naked as possible.
I love how we pan past a newspaper with the headline, "The Dead Walk," and it has an exclamation point. I love a newspaper headline with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, you know what? We give journalists a lot of shit, but those motherfuckers stayed. They wrote that shit up. The editor proofread it, sent it off to the press, and somebody
Paper
delivered
boys
those
delivered
papers.
those
So
papers.
people knew. Not that the zombies wasn't giving it away.
Read
Just the
all about
newspaper.
it. There's a zombie eating my fucking ass.
But then there's also in that newspaper just like the calendar section letting you know about the art festival and the chili cook-off.
That's canceled now.
I mean,
It's all canceled.
We're having to...
You thought you were going to get good seats?
I mean,
Yeah.
Jordan, it begs the question. Was that a Sunday edition? And if so, was it a particularly strong Archie comic in the funnies?
Oh, great question, and thank you for giving me an excuse to talk about my upcoming Archie comic, Pop's
wait
Chocolate
a
Shop
minute.
of Horrors.
You have an upcoming Archie comic?
I do. Well, I wrote a story for an upcoming issue of Archie Horror called Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors. I can get into it at the end of the show or now, whatever you want.
You know what? Tickle our ass with a feather and then finish us off at the end. How about
All right, here's your
Cliffhanger.
yes. Here's the foreplay. Of course, Archie Comics has a horror line where they tell pretty fucked up stories involving the classic gang from Riverdale. And there's a new issue coming March 22nd that I had a story in that I'll tell you about a little later in the show. How's that?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Is everybody's ass tickled?
Yep.
Thoroughly.
Fully puckered.
Well, I used to read Archie comics when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah, it's very fun to be like part of something that was, always like a treat that you got if you were good at the grocery store.
And now having its own kind of an interesting renaissance through different like Riverdale and other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything old is new again.
But I don't think, and maybe my Archie editors will yell at me if I'm wrong about this, but I don't think Archie was ever syndicated in the newspaper. I think it was always a magazine rack comic, but I could be wrong. So
Okay. Well, you know what? Next time, write a Hagar the Horrible. How about that?
I would love to do a gritty reboot of
Right,
Hagar.
a Far Side.
Far Side, gritty Far Side. Oh man.
Mallard Fillmore, where he's alt-right now and hosts on QAnon websites.
Yeah, he's just a fucking QAnon guy.
Yeah.
He's one of those Proud Boys screaming 5 different cereal
Right.
names while they punch him in the stomach. God damn.
Mallard
those
Fillmore's really into J.K. Rowling all of a sudden. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck her, by the way, everybody. Just so
yeah,
you know.
seriously. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I
What a
had
piece
people
of
at work
shit.
asking about, do you think I should play the new Harry Potter game? And I was like, you might not want to.
A lot of good games out there.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
great
I
games
explained
out
it,
there.
and they were like, oh, never
like-
mind.
I like somebody was trying to defend it on Twitter. But I'm going to go off on this for a sec. Somebody was trying to defend it on Twitter, like, well, why are you bitching about this from your, Chinese slave labor phone that you're using on Twitter or whatever? That basically the whole, like, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism kind of thing. And it's like, look, motherfucker, there are a lot of video games, and you don't need one of them. You don't need any of them. Go get a job without a phone. Go do that. Go live without a fucking phone. How about that? You can live without, kind of. Your life will suck, but you could live without Elden Ring.
But what kind of life is that?
What are you going to hate
Not
fuck
worth
then?
living.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's why
You're
I'm
going to have
married.
loving sex from
So-
now on?
With
Jesus
Harry
Christ.
Potter?
Yeah.
Sure.
You could just play hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. That is fair, Tim. You can play hockey. Oh man. So back to this. Yeah, so we got Mia waking up naked in the lab, wandering out. We get the she has her 28 days later moment. You see the
Where she
cities.
like grabs the shotgun.
Oh yeah, out of the police car.
Guns are just laying around all over this fucking
Oh,
city.
it is America.
She goes into a military surplus store, and like gets a shit ton more guns, which is like a great place to go in the apocalypse if you wake up and society is crumbling around you.
Right? Yeah.
It's a good thing she's the first person to think about
no
it.
one else has done this. This place is still full of all the products.
Yeah.
But she also, in addition to a bunch of guns, gets some cute kind of like low-rise flared jeans.
And a netted shirt.
And
that little like slip thing that she's wearing underneath the chain.
And some nice like boots with heels. It is funny
Always
that
with heels.
So
like the military surplus store was maybe attached to like a wet seal.
So to be fair, there was a cut scene in there where they complained about how hot it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They do say in the beginning of the movie, the weather lady, she says it's like 93 degrees or
but
something.
There was another
like
scene where the team bitches about how hot it is. The problem, though, is that they were filming in Canada and it was November.
Oh, no.
So it was not hot. It was very cold.
I think more movies need to do that. Right in the beginning of the movie, whatever it is. I don't care. The new James Bond movie. Come out with like, just let everybody know, because of global warming, the temperature is 102
James Bond will not be in a tuxedo anymore. He will be in jorts and a half shirt.
I was just going to be in that Speedo he was in Casino Royale the entire
Getting
movie.
groceries in it.
Yeah.
And you have a problem
I'm
with that?
cool with it.
There you go.
James Bond trying to run in flip-flops. He rolls his ankle. Fuck.
They just give him like some sort of tactical Crocs of some sort.
They got swords in them.
Just wait until Judi Dench shows up.
She's going to look great. Whatever she's in, she's going to look amazing.
So then we have another one of my favorites. So we cut to Alpha Team, right? Alpha Team, we got our buddy Carlos rappelling off of a helicopter to try to rescue this woman.
You know who that is?
What's that?
Do you know who that is? Who plays Carlos?
Is Oded Fair.
Yes.
Yes.
Also known as the hottest guy in The Mummy.
He was also the hot guy in Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Yeah, but
you
no one gives a shit about that.
Talking about it.
Well, that's easy.
The redheaded guy putting on kind of a crummy Russian accent. I think that's the bully from A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
if I'm not
Scott
mistaken.
Farkas.
He's from Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that guy's had a
fair.
great career.
Fair. Yeah, Zach Ward. Guy's fun. What was his character's name in this? Poor Zach Ward.
Yeah, it was like Ivan or something. I don't know why.
Yeah, something Russian.
He's doing the Russian accent. Who cares?
Well, and in the game, they're like a multinational part of Umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Nikolai.
Yeah, that's why they're all from different countries.
That's a great name.
That explains
Another
it,
thing
yes.
they don't explain in the movie, but it's in the game.
No. So he rappels down off of this helicopter to try to rescue this woman on a rooftop, but she's been bit. So she's like, never mind. This was a big waste of your time. And
No
dives
shit.
off the rooftop.
They screwed themselves for
what a
nothing.
This brought me back to Dead Rising. When you're in the helicopter, you got to take the picture of the guy jumping off the building just before the zombies attack him. To get the
that's
most
true.
points. Remember that one?
Yeah, fair. But that would have been our journalist. This was Carlos too.
True. And he jumped out before they could hook the line up too. So he was lucky his friend got that just in the nick of time.
Yeah, not a lot of prep on their behalf here. They kind of just fly by the seat of their pants. So we cut to the gates, right? Because we learned that basically Umbrella has sealed off the town, except
That's
for
legal.
Well,
In 17 hours?
Yeah.
No,
Built literally a wall around the city.
wasn't
I
this
think
what
these scenes are really well done. I think the like claustrophobia of this and like feeling like the crowd is gonna trample each other. I really think these are like some of the more
That's true.
well done scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah. When
Oh yeah, no. This is always my favorite part of zombie movies.
The
and this is
chaos
well
at the
done,
very
yes.
beginning.
Yeah, when everything's just breaking down. Yeah, that's always the best part.
That's a sweet spot.
Waiting for your fucking paperboy to show up. He was here yesterday. Something about the dead rising. What's going on with my afternoon
You
edition?
didn't read the front page. Yeah, the dead rising.
I read sports.
I don't care if they're touring. Ever since Jerry died, I'm not going to go fucking see him. Let's see how the Kings are doing.
They're too woke for me, yeah.
Oh, man. But no, so it is really great, because they've got like that little narrow corridor on the bridge where they're like kind of scanning people individually to see if they're safe. And I just got to tell you guys, I really wish that our government could have been 1/10 this effective during a fucking pandemic. We couldn't shut down a goddamn Jimmy Buffett concert.
Yeah, they let Smash Mouth play all those biker rallies and give everyone Omicron.
Yeah, see, if we had Umbrella...
Well,
That's true. Umbrella does save lives.
They would have shut that shit down. This country would have been on lockdown. It would have been done. Sure, we would have had some weird genetic experiments going on, but
we would have all
make an omelet.
Turn into, giant hulking zombies with bazookas, but
It's still really cool.
and some hell of a
Taylor.
Taylor.
Right, Taylor. Yeah, Nemesis looks amazing. He's an icon.
I've written down at some point. Does somebody dress him?
Yeah, who has to put the
does he-
leather coat
Yeah.
on the zombie?
Yeah.
Ooh, Nemesis, who are you wearing?
His arms are too big. He's like one of those fucking bodybuilders. He's kicking his arms back to get in the
So
jacket.
his jacket's tailored, but his face they just stapled together. All right, that'll do. Now head on over to your tailor. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyhow, so now we are introduced to Ashford. Ashford is the scientist who invented the T-virus.
Oh, Dr. Smug.
That's Jared Harris.
Jared Harris, yeah.
Yep.
He will soon be of Mad Men.
Soon of
Yeah,
Mad Men.
he hadn't really broken out in American audiences yet. Like, I don't think most people in America knew who Jared
Oh,
Harris
no,
was.
Mad Men
yeah.
breaks him out, yeah. I don't think Resident Evil 2 broke him out in
No.
American audiences, but yeah, Mad Men might have had
It
something
wasn't
to do
until recently that I found out that he's Ed Harris's son.
Oh,
That's
okay.
interesting. He seems so much older than him.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, not Ed Harris. It's a different Harris.
I was going to say, what? I'm like, oh man, I'm
I
so
thought you were
happy.
doing-
And how old is Ed Harris?
Okay. Richard Harris, god damn it.
There we go.
Just bland white man names.
Keep saying Harris's. You'll get there.
Richard Harris was his
Jim
father.
Harris, Doug Harris. All a bunch of Harrises.
Oh man. No, so yeah, anyhow, Ashford he hacks into Umbrella because he's trying to locate his daughter and get her the hell out of Dodge.
What year did this movie come out
2008.
in? 2008, and we're still insulting the audience watching this where he can't get in, then he goes on the internet, he goes, search
Oh, yeah.
hack,
that was
and it
beautiful.
pops up, and then he just gets right in. Search
Yeah.
hack.
Eddie, is that how it works?
Well, I wouldn't know. No, I mean, sadly enough, yeah, people, we used to call them script kiddies, quote unquote, but people
Ew.
could just go out and download
Ooh.
or purchase scripts or pre-built hacking suites and just kind of use those. But that you're only going to get into like very basic shit where people just forgot to like change default credentials and that kind of crap, you know?
So you're not actually doing it, you're buying somebody already made a program that you can just like
Yeah.
press a button and it'll go
Exactly.
try to hack
Like
something.
there was a
So,
really
yeah,
famous
okay.
one called Sub 7 that you could use to remote into other people's computers and fuck with it while they were using it. Like turn their screen upside down, reject their CD-ROM drive.
That sounds fun. I'd convince people their houses went haunted.
Please tell me it was all a scam by the company and every idiot asshole who bought that and put that on the computer then got their computer.
Well,
fucking
Tim,
hacked by
I
the
hate to
company.
tell you this, buddy, but it was real. Yep.
Okay.
So
No
but
karma on the
wasn't-
internet.
I don't think you could hack Umbrella with Sub 7.
I don't know. You don't know what their situation's like.
Fair. I have
I
worked-
mean,
Maybe
at the
they
end of the
never change
movie-
their passwords.
At the end of the movie, they just let the good guys waltz in
Oh, yeah.
because they're dressed vaguely like the people.
Oh God, yeah, Jordan, you're so right. Okay, their OPSEC is terrible. You're 100% correct, sir.
Yeah. And not hard, would not be hard to bring Umbrella down, I don't think.
Well, okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say literally nobody in here is very perceptive, because after she gets up at the military supply store, right, they head to the church. Okay, now it's a good shot, but it looks like gargoyles on the outside of the church.
Yeah,
Those
but
are
what
liquors.
is that?
Those are
thing?
liquors, Tim. Do
Okay.
you want
I
to
don't
guess
remember
what
the
they do?
liquors. They lick you?
Yeah.
Do.
No, they got the big
will
long
they ever?
tongues they wrap
They rip-
around.
So they
They
choke
rip-
you out
they
with
rip
their
your head
tongue
off
or
with their
something, right?
tongues.
They rape your head off? Jesus.
Rip your head off. That's not what I said.
I think everything in the
Through your ass.
Oh, so the liquors are millennials. It sounds like.
Don't eat ass.
Yeah, those millennial liquors. Yeah.
They're getting that pink eye.
I think everything in the church is like the fucking best part. Like all the church stuff, I think is awesome in this movie.
Oh, it's
I think the
fantastic.
horror stuff is great. I love the little mini story of the priest who's feeding his sister who has the plague.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like and then
Plus,
like,
it has this like flat video game aesthetic in this part.
yeah, it kind of does. It definitely like is the closest to what it feels like to play the game. And Mila Jovovich's fucking entrance, she blasts through the window
Oh
on
my
a motorcycle.
The first time that she clubs
yeah.
Jill Valentine.
Yeah.
Oh God, when she
then-
just
And then
Viva
the
Knievel's in, it's the best.
and the wild physics of launching the motorcycle into the liquor that for some fucking reason shoots it up in the air so she can shoot it with slow-mo follow bullets and explode it. It's just like, who cares? Whatever. This is awesome. Like, it's
Those tires have got good
Yeah.
rips on them, man.
yeah, it's like, what is the logic of the motorcycle shooting it up in the air like that? Who cares? It's just like so
Yeah.
much fun.
Well, they
I
they
love this part of
really
the movie.
put a lot into the entire church scene, because
Yeah.
I guess that set took them like almost 2 months to build.
Damn.
Just that church out.
It's a huge church,
looks
too.
fantastic though. Like,
Oh, well, you look at that and then compare it to the scene in
yeah,
the
the school not so great, but yeah, they put a fair amount of time and budget into the church scene. And Jordan, you're so right. Like the way that they're being just kind of tracked through there by the three liquors the whole time, and it's got them all boxed in there. Oh my God, fantastic!
And the liquors are great examples of like that early CGI used well. Like
Yeah,
like
they're
obvious-
not terrible.
yeah, like obviously this is not a Spielberg movie. Their CGI budget is probably a lot lower than
Yeah.
if this is a B movie, it doesn't have the CGI budget of an A movie. And yeah, they just like show those liquors occasionally. You see them, on the little window of the reporter's flip cam. You see them briefly as the flashlight goes by them. They kind of jump out of frame. Just really, really cool. I think this is like easily the best chunk of the movie. And the liquor stuff is so much fun.
Yeah. So
I was
now,
just thinking about how they
It's like Batman.
didn't
Yeah.
have
off in
a
the
shotgun. That's what you need to use against the liquors.
Hell yeah.
What room did you find the shotgun in, Candice?
You found it in the room that it's like it's a
gosh,
cube.
she's actually gonna answer.
Obviously it's a cube, but
There's
there's
No.
a
nothing
room
else
that's
in
like
it.
a
There's
cube.
just a shotgun,
got
and if you
4
pick it up,
walls.
So it wasn't the
if
Oval
you pick
Office.
up the
that's what
shotgun
we
and
know.
don't put a dummy in there, then the ceiling's going to start falling down, and she's going to turn into a Jill
Okay.
sandwich.
all right, quick question: where do you find the stripper zombies?
That's a different game.
Oh my God.
Tim,
That's like Dead Rising or whatever.
Every time this guy's on the fucking screen.
Oh,
it's
Mike
pure
Epps is
madness.
so good in this.
Every
Mike Epps-
fucking time.
My shit's
Fantastic.
custom, GTA motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, what an introduction. GTA motherfucker 10
Oh,
points.
man.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
It's definitely like, it's a little wonky that it,
a little cringy.
Yeah, that this movie, it's, this series has a lot of white people, and the fact that one of the few non-white characters is like, this kind of like, jive talk guy is a little cringy, but Mike Epps is so good. He's so funny, and I think that like, the
performance kind of makes it better.
The performance does like make it a ton of fun. It is like unfortunate that like that's the one of the few people of color in the movie, but also Mike Epps is great. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it is rough because then the other person of color just gets killed.
Yeah, I know.
It's like shit.
Sure.
But you know what, Mike Epps survives, and it sucks to be like.
One.
Yeah, he makes it to 3. I think he dies in 3, but
okay. Well, third time's not a charm. I
bring him back.
Don't most of them die in 3?
There you go. Instead of Alice clones, it's all Mike Epps clones.
I don't know. I'd watch that movie. I'd watch that spinoff.
It'd be more entertaining. I like he's like hitting on the stripper zombies. He's like, "Hey, you still look pretty good. I'd give you $5."
I spent $5 on you stinking ass.
Mike Epps, buddy, you should take a swing at a sequel to Dead Girl.
Well, why are those stripper zombies so slow? All the other zombies are a little bit fast, right?
The heels?
There do seem to be slow zombies, slow Romero zombies in this. There do seem to be some running 28 Days Later zombies, some normal walking ones, and I'm like, oh, the dogs are fast. The dogs don't seem to have been like impeded by the T virus at all. The dogs
it does
moving at a
affect
normal
different
rate.
Species differently.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
True. And we got a big nemesis motherfucker running around.
So I know it's weird to think about, like, oh, what does the T virus do? Anyway, don't think too hard about anything that happens.
Yeah.
It does whatever you want, it turns out.
I've read the novelizations, and they explain it.
Oh,
God.
You mean you guys didn't read the novelizations for this? Come on, do your fucking homework.
See, Candice, this is why we have you on the show. You read the novelizations.
Somebody cares about the podcast, apparently.
I like how she used the plural,
there's
too.
Caliban Cove. It's not even a video game. That was a fresh story. I was excited for that one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, love how much Resident Evil lore there is.
I had a buddy who used to read the Halo novelizations. I just told him not to.
I mean, I don't blame you.
I was
they
like,
weren't good books.
I'm like, those...
Yeah, look, reading is good.
Really?
Right? No matter what.
I don't know about that, Tim. As long as you don't have like 3 first names, reading's okay.
Well,
I gotta get vetted.
I think we can all agree it's great to read Archie comics, including the upcoming horror anthology, Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors, March 22nd at your local comic book store.
You know what? You're absolutely right, Jordan. I can't think of a single assassin who read Archie comics.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
If you want your kids to grow up without assassinating anyone, be sure to buy them plenty of Archie comics.
And don't call them by their middle name.
Yeah.
So,
don't call them by their middle name.
Candice, I got to ask, just real quick, as far as strategies go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meeting back up with the team in the graveyard.
Yeah. And the reporter's freaking out. Am I the only person that notices we're in a graveyard? And then someone tries to eat her ass.
Those damn millennials.
Those millennial zombies. I love about this scene of just a great example of how much dumb fun this movie is.
Oh, yeah.
They have all their guns, but for some reason they put them away and just do kung fu on the zombies, and for some reason it works. I just love, because someone said, like, we gotta have a hand-to-hand scene.
Apparently snapping their necks kills the zombies.
Oh, yeah. That's so great.
I have written down who taught them zombie foo.
But I think that Mila Jovovich, something that I like so much about this franchise, is that she does seem to be doing a lot of her own stunts. Like, she's super physical. Like, she does. I think she does a lot of her own fighting. And, so it's really cool that, logic be damned, they just have a karate scene in this because they can, Mila Jovovich and Jill look cool doing it.
Because it's cool.
It's like the story to like a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter. Like, ostensibly, all the story is is a way to put you in a different setting where you're killing zombies. So it's like, okay, how do we get them to the school? How do we get them to the church? How do we get them to the graveyard?
Levels, the movie has levels like a video game has levels.
Yep. It has the set pieces. So then Umbrella, though, they notice that shit's getting all fucked up in Raccoon City. They're like, all right, well, this isn't working out. Everything is screwed. We're at like DEFCON 19 or whatever. Don't tell Yeezy. But what we should do is activate the Nemesis program.
They're also like, we should also shoot into this crowd of unarmed civilians.
Oh, yeah.
That'll keep everybody calm.
Yeah. When they're like, all right, kitchen's closed, so they shut the gate. And it's like, all right, you get to the count of 5, then we're going to shoot you. 5. It's like, fuck. Just start emptying rounds.
I mean, well, realistically, there was no chance that anybody was getting out of that gate. It's an entire city trying to squeeze through one fucking door on a bridge. That would have taken, what, 100 years to get, a couple of thousand
in
people
America?
out.
Yeah, nobody's listening. Are you kidding me? They're
just all on their damn phones.
Yeah, everybody's looking at their cell phones and all the millennials eating ass. It's ridiculous.
Anime titties.
It's ridiculous, I tell you. So yeah, they go wake up the Meat Hulk and get him out in Raccoon City. So we cut over to Alpha Team. Alpha Team's fucked. You got Yuri, you got Scut Farkas, and you got Carlos, right? They see a hospital. They're like, oh, that hospital's or that helicopter. Sorry. They say that helicopter's for us. Let's go track it down.
Why would a helicopter be for them that's carrying 2 big, gigantic fucking aluminum boxes?
For food, remember?
Maybe I remember the part where they go in and they find the boxes and they were full of guns, but the guns are gone. Are those for Nemesis? Are those Nemesis guns? Okay.
Yeah, because there's one big gun.
Yeah, that struck me as something. I'm like, oh, I don't know how that paid off, but I guess
because you've got his semi-automatic rocket launcher,
right? I love that they're like, yes, let's create this like super powered being, and just give him guns. It's like, well, couldn't anyone shoot those guns? Do you need to make a mutant to do that? I don't know.
Because it looks cool as hell.
It does look fucking rad. He's such a trauma character. I love it.
Fair. Yeah.
If it's not bad enough, the motherfucker's got to fit the gal.
Oh, I love that minigun.
Like, I guess that rubber suit the actor was wearing weighed like 65 pounds.
I bet that thing's huge.
Yeah. And that's just for the rubber suit. Then the gun that he had to carry, the replica 50 cal, that thing weighed another like 50 pounds.
Okay. And the Matrix trench coat and the leather pants he had to wear.
Well, that trench coat has +3 to agility, so that actually helped.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, that's handy.
Wear it.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, that poor guy, because he was just overheat after filming for like 15
I did appreciate the fact that they didn't do CG for Nemesis though.
Yeah,
because the actual like rubber suit looks good.
Yeah,
he's on screen too much for them to do CG.
It's just again, I love the practicalness of this franchise, and how there's so many stunts and makeup effects and guys in rubber suits, and like they don't all look awesome, but it's just like so much kind of B-movie fun. It's a blast, and I think the series definitely gets more CGI as it goes, which I think is not to its benefit. But this this little stretch of the movies, 1, 2, 3, are just like such a blast in that way.
Totally.
That's true. They're the most watchable out of all of them. Because I watched 4 and I was like, oh, this is so bad. It was a whole nother level of bad.
I've got to go back and check out 4. Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you too, we got Infinity Pool up on the bank now, like a good copy of it. So you might want to check that out.
Nice.
For our listeners, patreon.com/bloodybits to get access to the blood bank with over 5,300. I need to inverse it, with over 5,300 insane horror movies for you to stream at your leisure.
And there are so many of them because I watched Big Ass Spiders tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Before we started recording. And I was trying to find BI And I should have just done the fucking search, but I was like, oh, it's just BI. It shouldn't be that hard to find. So many fucking screens I had to go down just to start from B to make my way down to BI.
Yeah. Again, Netflix only has 3,800 movies. We have 53.
It'd be great if those big ass spiders would, maybe take a little vacation to a certain blood fart lake.
Blood Fart Lake. That's in fact
that's the crossover we all want.
universe.
Who cares about
There
Alien
you
versus
go.
Predator?
Big ass blood fart lake.
Right.
terrible. Oh god, that was such a bad movie.
The one that started it all.
Yeah. So after the graveyard, after we enact Nemesis program, after they go try to find the birthday surprises and the ammo crates, but they're empty. I know it's so unfair. They had the kill streak. They got the supply drop, but somebody got there before them.
And he can't have gone far.
What does Umbrella decide to do? All right. Let's see if Nemesis can take out a dozen members of STARS.
This part irked me.
I know.
This
This
is
part
kind
lost
of in
me.
line with the games, right? I mean, I'm remembering playing 3, and isn't like Nemesis's thing is that he wants to kill stars, and he's always going,
Yeah,
stars.
but the reason why he wants to kill the stars is because they're the survivors of the Spencer Mansion, and they want to eliminate those witnesses. It wasn't just like, oh, we just happen to find some
What
stars here.
witnesses?
Well, there's other characters that survived besides Jill. There's Barry, there's Chris Redfield, there's Rebecca Chambers. Like, they all survived from the first game.
Ed Harris, he was in there.
Harris kind of looks like Barry.
and everything. The what Nemesis is doing is always a little unclear. I think at the end, there's some sort of kind of bullshit explanation. They're like, well, we're testing him. It's like, all right, whatever. It's like, okay.
It's another shot against this movie is that, Nemesis is always saying stars. And then at the end of the game, Jill, finishes Nemesis off and she goes, you want stars? I'll give you stars. Doesn't happen in this movie.
It felt like maybe that was a bigger part of the movie in a certain draft of the script. I'm always
they
kind of
completely replaced Jill Valentine with Alice.
right,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a bizarre move. And then to bring Jill in.
Yeah, because she's never been
No,
in
she's
any
completely
of the
movie
games,
character.
right?
Well, the whole Hive thing with the Red Queen and they had some fun with it. They took some liberties with it for sure.
Yeah, I think, and obviously different opinions about this, but and I am not super into the continuity of the games, to be fair, but I think these movies do a good job of not replicating the story of the game, but they understand what's fun about those games.
Yeah.
It's they're campy. There's a different weird fucking monster around every corner. They're kind of cheesy. There's a lot of references to classic horror. So I think that while it's kind of weird that they use some characters and not others, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of logic to why. I think that the thing you can say about them is that they understand what's fun about the games in a way that a lot of other video game stuff doesn't.
It is fair because the third Resident Evil game was the most action-packed one of them. And so people were like, well, I like the older ones where it's creepier better.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, even within the games, it's there's some shoot-'em-up ones, there's some more horror-based ones, and they're always kind of pivoting back and forth as to whether the games are more horror or more action or, superhero or whatever weird shit they were doing in 5 and 6. So, yeah.
Oh, God, I hate those games.
Those were bizarre for sure. I have to tell you though.
So in other words, this movie is good to get high and watch.
Great to
I
get high and watch.
have to tell you though, Jordan, during your defense of this movie, that's the moment in the date when Candice would dump the popcorn on your head and leave.
Did you ever argue with me about lore for Resident Evil?
Storm out. No,
Actually, I'd make him
but
leave
no,
because
I totally accept that there's a counter argument. But I totally accept that there's a counter argument to this in that
I'm
why are
with
they
you.
fucking with a really cool story?
They made a Resident Evil ass movie. That's all they had to do, and they did it. I mean, so many other adaptations are I mean, Uwe Bold.
Oh God.
Just abysmal. At least this is, passable. But yeah, so Nemesis mows down all the Stars members and just leaves LJ, Mikey Epps, just standing. So
Talking shit while Nemesis is walking away.
He's like, yeah, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I fucking told you. And it's like,
yeah, so he only shoots people who are armed, I guess, Stars.
If they're a threat and if they're Stars.
Figure that out, okay.
It's very similar to RoboCop's rules.
Yeah, this is a very RoboCop-y kind of moment.
Because he scans people. And
Nemesis has like cyber vision and can see everyone's, weapons in their holsters and stuff like that. Very RoboCop. This a little bit.
So when Wesker fires him at the end, that frees him. No. Oh man. So Ashford gets a hold of our heroes. Says, "Look, I'm going to make a deal with you guys. My daughter is stuck here. If you guys can go get my daughter and bring her to where I say, I'll get you guys out of Raccoon City, guys. It's an escort mission. The best time."
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say this is a video game part, right? You got to go find the next payphone for me to tell you where the next payphone is.
Dr. Ashford's little tiny spectacles that he wears in this movie are hilarious.
Those are pretty cute. No, Tim, if this was more like the game, then they would have had to circle back to the church because now they found the Rook key so they could go and unlock.
You got to put the crest into the statue and Candice, if there was one Resident Evil game that you think they should like faithfully adapt, which one would you pick?
Probably 7. Yeah. 7 would be an amazing movie.
Yeah, 7's
because
pretty
7's like really heavy on the creepy.
Yeah, it's a little less action, a little more, a little more pure horror.
What about you, Jordan? What would you say?
I mean, 4 has a special place in my heart. I think 4 is one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yep.
It's, it has an escort mission in it. It's you have to escort the president's daughter. Great setting. It's got a cult element to it. It's got a cult who puts the T virus in them and, thinks that it's gonna. It's
not the T virus; it's the Plaga-virus.
Oh, excuse me, the Plaga-virus.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy, I'm gonna dump popcorn on my own
card. I want
You'll walk in
to be ridiculous, and I want Code Veronica.
Because Dr. Ashford is in this, I'm like, this is not what the Ashford family's like in the video games.
They are terrible. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, so escort mission. But unfortunately, Nemesis crashes their party. And this is when we learn that Alice has been his primary target all along.
Because they want to see them fight.
They want to battle bots them. No other reason.
Easy way to set
exactly.
it up. Okay.
Really? You
took the
look
long
at
way
all
around.
this just to get them to fight?
Especially when we find out that there's how many Alice clones?
Many.
Couldn't they just have one of the clones fight Nemesis?
I know, yeah.
Anyhow, let's not. Okay, they've got Scut Farkas from Christmas Story.
Have the clones fight each other to see who's the best.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they do. And
also, why does one have to be the best? As long as you're just trying to create a crazy army, can you just have a bunch of Alices and a bunch of Nemesises? Why do we have to pit them against each other?
Right? Yeah. Why
humans?
What's the point in paring your soldiers down?
Your 2 most expensive weapons, have them destroy each other.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, that'd be great. All right, sweetie.
One's good for a tank mission, one's good for a stealth mission, right?
Although I feel like Alice is good for any mission.
Oh, she's DTF?
Oh, yeah.
She's DTM, down to mission.
Down to mission. Alice loves
down to missionary. Yeah. Oh, man. So, this is when Peyton gets machine gunned, turns, and Jill has to murk his ass because he's, zombied. Then we get...
Just okay, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. In a zombie apocalypse, if you're ever going to hotwire a car, I think Dawn of the Dead also taught this. Pull your fucking legs in the car
Yeah,
and
very
shut the
true.
door.
Right.
There's
Right.
no need, right? She's got all her
All of
legs
them.
hanging out of that goddamn car. She doesn't know what the hell's
She's
going
got
on.
legs hanging out of my car.
No,
It just
Candace,
hurt
the
me.
line is she knows how to lose them.
Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
Ladies and
goddamn.
Yeah, this is when the reporter too, Terry, gets eaten by zombie kids.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that.
This is a fun.
Give
Yeah,
me-
it's a fun little moment.
Give me killer children and give me
Ah.
children killed. That's all I need in my movie.
I have written down after the second time when you call her name and she doesn't turn around in a situation
Yep.
like this,
Yep.
shoot her in the head. Doesn't matter.
100%.
She's a
100%.
She
zombie.
never got her Emmy. The reporter never got her Emmy.
No. But the camera did record her getting eaten by the kids. So that's good.
Like Grizzly Man.
Oh yeah, she did kind of get Grizzly Man.
Werner
Jill
Herzog's
Valentine's
going
swears
to make a
she'll never
documentary about her.
I watch it.
to study the zombie children in the natural habitat. They are very beautiful. The zombie children.
What is a zombie child? I guess it is the school cafeteria, I guess. But no, then Jill finds Angela. And quick question, Angela's got an English accent. What's going on there?
Because
Ashford
Jared
did
Harris
not.
has an English accent. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he didn't in this
He
movie.
didn't? Well, maybe I just heard it because he does have one, so I...
Does he?
No, I think he has a little bit.
I think
Yeah.
anything that happens in this movie that like doesn't make sense, you can just go like, the T virus.
Gotcha.
It affects everyone differently, and sometimes it gives you an English accent.
Oh my God! It gave her.
Oh,
It gave her that
it's a fake
Madonna
accent.
disease.
Yes,
All of a
Madonna
sudden, she
has
speaks
the
with a
T
British
virus.
accent.
Yeah.
He's patient
Fucking
zero.
lizard people. I knew it.
Candace, I told you, quit listening to David Icke. That guy is bad news. There's no lizard.
Well, you're just
people.
proving me right.
Damn it. I mean, yeah, keep listening to him. See, yeah. For some reason, though, this is when they get attacked by one of my favorite bad guys in the series, the meat dogs.
Meat dogs.
Oh,
meat
I love
dogs.
them.
Yeah.
Love a good meat
The
dog.
raunchier, like goopier looking they are, the better.
Yeah,
And again,
the-
just a great practical effect. They just smeared
Yes.
some goop on an actual dog. They look fucking.
They look
rad.
great. Yeah.
And it
Dobermans, too. They're all
was
lean
a-
and mean looking.
huge pain in the ass because the dogs kept eating the goop. So they had to keep smearing more on them while they were filming, which I love. Yeah.
Ah.
Smart dogs.
Oh, they should
They're
put
not making
cones
any
on them
real
and then
money.
kept them on while they were shooting.
Oh, that'd be cute. It's always so cute.
Oh.
So you want to
They
torture
should've
the
had
dogs?
one dog
Candace.
with a cone on it, one zombie dog. Oh, they really missed their mark there. God damn. Yeah, so this is when Russian Scut Farkas pops by to help, but he ends up getting eaten. And his accent is the thickest in this scene where he's getting eaten by the zombie.
Yeah, it kind of comes and goes throughout the movie. He doesn't have a ton of lines, so you don't really notice it until here. You're like, oh yeah, I guess this guy's been Russian the whole time, and he's like very Russian while the dog is killing him.
Very, very.
Well,
You
he's
know what?
stressed.
Maybe, right,
Right.
yeah, he's stressed out, so he's going back to his native tongue a little bit, which is an accent, not the language. It's an accent, but close enough. So now we've got to talk real quick because I know you're a stickler, Candice. Jordan, I'm getting the
Details.
feeling you're a little bit of a stickler as well for details. We got to talk about the exploding kitchen.
Yeah.
Now,
I love this part. I mean, obviously, the church scene is the best, but Exploding Kitchen is second for me. I love it.
Tim,
It's
can
another.
Can we all pick one thing
Yeah.
that's
Tim, can
that
I tell
triggered
you
us the
real
most about
quickly?
this scene?
We've been doing a podcast together for
Mhm.
years now, right, buddy? You
Oh,
and
I
me,
know.
right?
You
We've
know
been doing a
that I was
podcast
there when I
together
saw
for
this, yeah.
years. And you know how in was it in the Bible that they said the food of the gods was manna? They called it the thing that you could just eat and
Yeah.
yeah. That sound you make when you're frustrated and you just go,
That's your manna.
that is my manna, Tim. It really is. Because I know what's about to happen.
I'm happy to
So
oblige,
they go in
yes.
there. They blow out the pilot, crank up the gas stoves. Biden is livid, by the way, the whole time this is going on.
Mhm.
Alex
damn,
Jones
yeah.
is saluting.
Right.
You know, he's down $1.5 billion.
No, wait, hold on, Eddie. You got this wrong.
Okay.
Let's flip that shit. Maybe this is a false flag that Biden is going to use
So this is
to
a
take away our
psyop. They're
gas
putting it in
stoves.
our entertainment. Oh my God!
They're
Tim,
retroactively putting scenes into 15-year-old Resident Evil movies.
No, Jordan. I think they're working.
Nobody has physical copies of these movies anymore,
I watched
Jordan,
this
so
on
they could do
DVD.
that, right?
Thank you very much.
Ooh,
good.
DVD. Not even Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good man.
As God intended. That was the
But
filmmaker
Jordan,
intended it for it to be watched on DVD.
No, I believe you're working with the Biden administration. I believe you brought it up for the
got me.
podcast
You
so
got
that now
me.
we can disseminate it.
You got
Do
me.
you have the T-virus?
Yeah, okay. It's about time I admitted it. Good old Brandon injected me with the T-virus and had me come on this podcast to normalize it so he could take away all the guns.
Nah, the Republicans are worried about low T, so they'd want the T virus.
Oh, interesting.
They would be more
Oh,
against
that's
the
true.
immunization.
That's how Umbrella could market it.
Right, yeah. Like, oh, cool. It can raise your T. And then
You got an antidote for the T virus? I ain't taking that shit.
I hope you feel good, Eddie,
I
because
got
you
you.
finally got me.
Oh,
Get
it. Okay.
About the
Well,
low
they
T.
crank these gas stoves up, right? Jill lights a match, throws the match,
Sorry, you
No, you
cannot
can't.
light those kind of
throws
matches
a
like
match,
that.
and it goes
So
out.
cool.
And I'm
And
like,
this
you know
is the
what?
part that I'm angry about because she gets cucked again by Alice.
Yeah, who flicks a cigarette, and that cigarette works to start the fire.
And how does she protect herself?
And there just happens to be a fire
Yeah,
jacket
that would be there.
in school.
I don't think that's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
The school has
And-
a fire
and
preparedness
And the
kit.
concussive force doesn't hurt them at all
Yeah,
because
Well,
they have the fire blanket on.
The other issue is if what's igniting the gas is just heat or spark, that still exists on that match head. There's no open flame coming out of the cigarette.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it's cool. But it's fucking cool when she does it,
okay.
right?
You're right. It is cool. You know what?
And it's cool to smoke.
Yeah.
It is cool to smoke. That's true. We have told our listeners many times, smoke as much as you can.
This might be one of the last movies where you have people smoking.
Might be right. 2008.
There's a lot of
late.
people are smoking.
Yeah. You know what, Tim?
Yeah, because you see Jill earlier in the movie smoking cigarettes while on like the
Yeah.
bus and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
And was that in the
Think.
video game?
No one was
I don't think
smoking
so,
in
right?
Moana. What about that live action Little Mermaid? Do you think there are going to be anybody smoking? in
Smoking
that?
Jays.
Smoking.
Hell yeah. Hell
Just
yeah.
spark it up.
Little
Fuck
Mermaid
yeah.
loves to blaze.
Under the sea.
Do you know my wife was almost named Ariel as her first name, but then and she was born right before the Little Mermaid came out. But then her grandmother told her mother, "Don't name her Ariel because it sounds like an antenna."
That's not where I thought that was going.
The aerial
No,
antenna.
nobody thought that was where it was going. That family's insane, Candice. So yeah, she flicks the cigarette and that works. Then we learn that
She'll be getting radio
doesn't have
signals all
braces.
night long.
so it's like that episode of Gilligan's Island where Gilligan was getting the radio station in his mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we learn Angela was sick, and her father invented the T virus to cure her, and it made her able to walk again. However, there was a side effect, which was zombieism.
Yep.
These damn drug companies, let me tell you, the side effect's always worse than what it's working on, you know?
It seems like they there's like a little post-credits thing in this where they have a little like stinger that makes it seem like you're about to see an ad for like Umbrella Corporation drugs. But yeah, I feel like a movie with like a better sense of comedy would do a whole, prescription
Right.
drug ad where you see all the weird side effects. Anyway, not to
like-
punch up this movie that's
No.
not really intended to be funny, but
Well, I remember when the
They-
first Resident Evil came out, they did make dummy umbrella ads as the
Yes.
trailers.
oh
And
yeah,
it was
was-
actually really good. I was super pumped
Oh,
for
that's
that
cool.
movie.
So they had an umbrella corporation. The product was called Rejuvenex, and it
Yes.
was a cosmetic that was supposed
It
to
was
make
like a face moisturizer.
to de-age your face, effectively.
And then you see your face start peeling off.
yeah.
Ooh, I think I kind of remember that.
No,
yeah.
but you're so right. If they'd throw a couple of little commercials in here, kind of like the first season of 6 Feet Under, you
Yeah,
know what I
Maybe
mean?
make it
Kinda
a little
tongue-in-cheek.
more satirical to the capitalism of Umbrella. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
like RoboCop.
That'd be great. Oh man. So
yeah, I think there is a like heavy satire version of this movie that would be like really cool and work really
that'd
well.
be fun. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, Umbrella's got to do some great goddamn PR movie.
Oh,
But
no.
they do.
To recover from this shit,
Well,
right?
they do a form of PR, Tim. They launch a tactical nuke.
Right.
What? How many megatons?
5 megaton nuke.
No. What's great about that is after it's shot from a jet, it's going to take 17 minutes to get to Raccoon City? How slow
the
are
jet-
our fucking missils?
The jet's over
Thanks,
top
Joe
of
Biden.
Raccoon City, dude. They could have just dropped
Yeah,
it.
Trump's missile would have been there in 6. Would have caused the best explosion. The greatest explosion. Mm-hmm.
It would have blown at that beautiful wall.
No, you
but
see, he would have been such a fan of the bridge situation.
Oh, he would have hired Umbrella
Oh,
to build walls.
are you kidding me? Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, so that's it. That's it. Trump's just in charge of Umbrella in our satirical punch up of this.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So they decide, okay, or he tells them, the Ashford tells them, okay, look, there's a helicopter you guys can get to. Maybe it's waiting there for Nemesis, maybe not, but you should probably go over there and get the fuck out. So they head
Yeah,
over
54
there
minutes.
to get out of Raccoon City to the helicopter. Then they realize, oh shit, this is for Nemesis, because you know when Alice pops in there, she sees the machine that was on like.
Oh,
I
is
don't
this
know,
the part where she
monitoring his
repels
life
down the
force.
building?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love this. She climbed all the way up to the top of this
Yeah, I
building.
kind of like
just to do
lost
this.
track of where everyone was in space while this was happening. I'm like, were they
That's
on
fine.
a roof? And then my fuck it, don't think too hard about it,
yeah,
instinct kicked in. But yeah, the like, how did this happen is a pretty big question that I had. Like,
Yeah.
why is she running down the side of the building? Yes, exactly. That's the
Because
reason.
it looks
There's
fucking
no,
cool.
There's no other reason.
yeah. It's because she looks great twirling
She
and
does.
killing zombies and people. That's
sure
all
does.
we need.
We got
Exactly,
wires.
yeah.
We're going to use them.
There's room for a wire. So yeah, then they get into the helicopter. Finally, her team does, and when they do, the big fucking asshole from Umbrella's already like waiting in the helicopter for them.
Yeah, because they knew what Ed Harris. God damn it! Now it's stuck in my head. What Jed Harris?
Jed
Wow.
It's okay.
Ed Harris, country brother.
Jared Harris. They knew exactly what he was doing. They were like, "You think we wouldn't notice? You think
Yeah.
that hack was going to work?"
It's like you downloaded.
You searched
Googled
on the
hack.
internet
I mean,
for hack.
What did you think?
How to
didn't
hack.
you notice? So yeah, they get the drop on our party and kind of zip tie everybody up, and this is
Hold on. Doesn't a lot of shit happen inside helicopters
true.
in these movies? Because at one point, doesn't she get like an injection in the helicopter?
I
and it
think
turns
they're in
into
like
normal?
a car. They're in some sort of limo or something.
Well, for a little bit.
Maybe I'm wrong, but yes, a lot. Either way, a lot of helicopters in this movie, and yeah, a lot of fucking missiles
tracks.
being launched into helicopters.
it tracks for the end of
Helicopters are
Resident
cool.
Evil 3, though, right?
Yeah, she does fly away in a helicopter.
Yeah. So yeah, you get them, giving the parlor scene kind of speech to we're gonna kill all of you, but first we're gonna have the prize fight between Nemesis and fucking.
Who will win, Beauty or the Beast?
Jesus.
Great question.
Yeah. So
although I'm sure if you looked hard enough, there's some nasty ass Nemesis fan art online. So I'm sure there are those in the audience, exactly, who consider
Rule
Nemesis
34.
to be the beauty in that fight.
Candice, I'm waiting for your
I looked at it today.
No, she contributes it too. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
You ran out of all that
Nemesis
big
without
football.
the leather jacket. Ooh, let's see what's under there.
Yeah. First you
When we
start
get
with
Nemesis
Bigfoot,
in
then you work
Jill's
your way up to
outfit.
Nemesis.
Right. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
See how that
I
works.
wonder what that would look like.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's some
Just
DLC.
email Tim. He would like those your napkin drawings.
Get real creative with it.
Nemesis. Yeah, get creative.
You know, if
with
the
it.
dogs want to be involved, why not?
Yeah. Oh man. So no, they have to have a fight to the death, and he tells Nemesis, "Put down your primary weapons." He's like, "Okay," puts them down. It's fighting time. We're gonna
Yeah, I love how in this movie there's just periodic hand-to-hand fights when everything else is with automatic
With
weapons.
guns.
It's so
And
crazy.
they're covered with guns too.
Oh
Yeah, people have so many guns. There's like not a bullet shortage in this world. Like the fact that he thinks they like them fighting with like fists will tell them anything about which thing is stronger is like totally insane.
Nah.
That is a thing that's in the novelizations though. In multiple books.
Okay.
Is like they would send teams in to fight these monsters to see how they perform. Both.
The monsters or the
They
teams?
would pit them against each other.
So there's some game canon to back this up. This isn't like totally
Well, novelization canon.
Novel
Well,
canon.
yes, of course. Mainline continuity canon, I guess I should say.
Wait until
Right,
Disney
yeah,
buys
just
it. That's not
legends.
canon anymore.
It's in the RE extended universe.
Yeah, because they never did like a reboot of the storyline. It's the same characters with the same storylines from the very first game.
That's true.
Like even in Resident Evil 8, Lady Dimitrescu calls Chris Redfield a boulder punching asshole. So clearly Resident Evil 5 happened in this world.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, there is continuity, and you've read the novels, so okay.
I know it all.
Hats off to you, Candice. But old Alice will not fight him because she recognizes him as Matt. She can see goodness in his heart, in his eyes. And so
beautiful
I
blue
love
eye.
how this just like this movie has just this dumb sappy moment in it where it's like, yes, love conquered all. It was love that freed him from Umbrella's hypnosis.
Savage beast.
It's so funny.
The close
Yes,
up on
and
his
then they
eye
zoom
is
into his
incredible.
one eye that's not swollen shut with like mutation gore.
Staples.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, you could see the stupid staples, and oh god, it's a real Beauty and the Beast scenario for
It is
sure.
faithful to the video game.
Oh yeah, when they fell in love at the end,
Well, not that part. What Nemesis actually looks like, they were faithful.
they moved up to fucking Walla Walla, Washington, and started making apple butter. They sell at the
They raise
farmers
lavender.
markets. They raise lavender. Yeah.
Have a couple gross kids.
Oh God. No, instead of having gross kids, they have to fight because fucking dude turns around and just shoots Ashford in his head. It's like thunk. It's like, all right, I killed him in front of his daughter, and I like that guy. I don't like any of you. I'll kill all of you. You two fight. It's like, all right, I guess we gotta fight. So they have their little fun fight. He rips a metal shard off of like this beam that's just jutting up.
Yeah, and then she gets a sword that gets kicked over to her.
No.
The guy-
Yeah, no. The other guy gives her the sword. I'm like, dude,
Well,
I
yeah,
wanna
but
see
that is a
who's the
weird
one
part
who's
of
gonna
this.
win the
Like, if
fight.
this whole thing was just to prove which one is stronger. Like he, kind of wins before the other guy steps in and gives her the sword. So yeah, it is a weird. Like, why'd you even do any of this if you're just like gonna make it so she wins?
Plus, why were you carrying a sword?
Yeah, that too.
Because he pulls it off of his hip.
That's a
I
good
think it's
point.
those.
Or just ring the bell.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding.
No,
End
it's,
around. Go back to your
I
corner.
think it's one of those
Nemesis.
like batons that all the like shock troop guys are using. I think.
It is, yeah. It looks like
okay.
those extendable things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you see the ads for them on Twitter where they beat up another baton with a baton, and you're like, well, clearly I want the baton that beat up the other
Yeah.
baton.
Give me that shitty other baton.
This is kind of like how Umbrella tests all of their research weapons against each other. Is basically the Twitter and TikTok videos of batons beating each other.
So wait, did they do
Yeah.
that with the nuclear bomb at the end of this movie too? Did they were just like setting off
Well, no,
bigger
they've
and
been
bigger bombs to
exploding
see which
nukes
one's the
in,
best bomb?
space for years, Tim. What we do is we fire nukes at each other, and we see when they hit each other which one kills the other nuke. That's actually how BattleBots started. Was with our nuclear. That was the Star Wars program.
Oh, that name makes a lot more sense now.
See, you think it was about missile defense? What's that got to do with defense?
Yeah, it's not
This is
Star
America.
Defense.
It's not Star Defense. Duh. It's America. We don't defend shit. We just blow things up. So, yeah, I think it's more like the like Gladiator, right? Because and like literally too, because then she pins Nemesis to this tetanus shard that's sticking out,
Yeah.
just like impales him.
So he's a
Basically.
bullet sponge, and then
Yeah,
this is what
he's-
kills him or completely gets him. Well, it doesn't kill him, but
Yeah, he's
it
probably
pretty much
got
stops him
millions
dead
of
in his
bullets
tracks.
inside of him.
Yeah, it's
He's
the
like Swiss
Dracula
cheese.
like staking him to the ground thing. You know, he just can't move now. And then he does the little thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, kill him. And she's like, "No, I love him. You don't know him like I know him, Dad. I don't care if he's been to juvie
He's
several
gonna finish
times."
community college.
Yeah.
Band's gonna go somewhere. Right.
You just don't like
His
the leather
leather
jacket.
jacket, Tim.
Because
You
he
don't
carries
like
a
his-
bazooka everywhere he goes.
He's got a pack of Lucky Strike rolled up in his sleeve.
He only knows one word.
Oh man, they were stars-crossed lovers.
Oh,
Oh God,
love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yes,
Very
and
good. That is very good.
but yeah, she refuses to kill him.
Right.
Of course, because she remembers like him pushing her on a swing, or when he fell off of his bike and got a skinned knee, and she put the Band-Aid on it. Remembers all the the good times,
Right.
like you do.
Nemesis put the meat into meat cute.
Yeah.
ew.
Listen, it wasn't as good as Stars Crossed Lovers, okay? I think it was fine. The B minus.
For me. Oh man. So then Jill and then the little girl Angie and Carlos, they all get free from their bonds, and they best the Umbrella forces. They get the helicopter all spun up. They're like, because the first of all, the main asshole goes up front and he's like, "Oh, lift up the helicopter! What are you doing?" And it's not LJ's best line, but LJ is up there and he's like, "Yeah, I can't drive this thing
Because he's used to driving a Cadillac.
because he's used to driving a Cadillac, folks." You get it yet? He could have said,
Oh, yeah.
Could have just
you know
said
what?
car,
He could have said a
right?
jet ski. How about that? He could have
I
said,
don't know how to
what?
drive
That's a good
stick
punch up.
shift.
could have said, "You know what? I'm used to driving a Zamboni."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's how he
has
gets
a
all the
great
money for
job
those
down at the
strippers.
hockey rink.
He's got the
Right.
Zamboni
Job.
money.
He's a union Zamboni guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Health-
Zamboni
health
guy's a
plan.
union. Tim, you'd know
He's the
this.
only strip club
you're
on
a New
ice.
York guy. Is the Zamboni that a union thing, or it's got to be?
Gotta be. Oh no.
Yeah.
No! Wait, no, because they probably work for the
Tim.
arenas, and I guarantee you,
Tim,
Jimmy
you,
Dolan.
you
isn't
don't know
letting
how
the
many
fucking union
people are
work.
buried under that ice.
Right.
You see their bodies trapped.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you never wanted to defrost.
That's a good move. Yeah, the Zamboni Killer. Okay, I'm writing this book right now. This is my hard-boiled
I'll read
detective
it.
novel.
There has to be
Somebody-
some horror movie where somebody
I
gets
guarantee
killed
there
by
is.
getting run over by a
So yeah, they
Zamboni.
shoot up all the guards. Jill and the little girl, everybody gets freed. They pop up in the helicopter, start taking off. This is when they launch the nuke, by the way. And like, oh fuck, you got 17 minutes.
Yeah,
So
17 minutes.
they hop up in the helicopter. Big mob of zombies coming after them. It's the end, right? It's the everything's culminating
Big
with their
climactic
escape.
finale.
And I do love that fucker's still in the helicopter and Alice is gonna go throw him off, and he's all like, "But killing me is not gonna set everything right. You know that, right?" She's like, "Look, bitch, it's a start, okay?"
It's great. All her one-liners in this are so good. She's
it's so good.
She can really sell those one-liners.
Just nails it.
She
too.
is very entertaining to watch.
Throws his ass fucking off of the helicopter. He fires off a couple of rounds. Oh yeah,
Oh, no,
he's
I love the way his
crawling
legs-
on
So
a
he
busted
can't- yeah,
leg.
He can't run away.
Yep.
I guess I kind
Fires
of
off.
wanted the Jared Harris character, who's in a wheelchair for the whole movie. I kind of wanted his zombie to be able to stand up because of the T-virus. I kind of thought that would happen.
That would be a good touch.
If like that's the last thing that the
shit.
evil dude sees.
He
By the way,
just-
we know
Yeah, he's crawling over, and then all of a sudden he does like
Yeah.
a Kaiser Soze and just
That'd
like
be great.
and
standing
he
up.
turns
Now
to
you're in
the
trouble,
camera and
motherfucker.
said, "God blesses everyone."
a Christmas miracle. The zombies can stand. Hark the herald.
That would have been a better ending if Scrooge got eaten by the fucking zombies.
Yeah,
One
Lord of
latches
Rules.
onto his leg. Little Timmy
Is that
falls out of his
public
chair and
domain
latches
yet?
onto his leg.
Oh, Tim, that's
Oh,
gotta
there's
be
ghosts in
public
that
domain.
story. There can be zombies.
There are ghosts. Hey, that's that guy that's going on tour, right, Candice? You're gonna go see him.
Yes.
Bob Cratchit.
Ghosts of Christmas past and present and future.
You did buy tickets for the 23rd
Oh yeah,
of
definitely.
December, right?
Not going to miss that. That's the big show.
Their famous Christmas show, the band
You're just one of
Ghost.
those people who make fun of Ghost fans. You're just one of those jerks.
No, I literally,
Right.
like I said, I know nothing about it.
Yeah,
except
and I thought he was a
that
Twitch
was one
streamer.
person.
God. I thought he was in Modern Warfare.
They made one about him, in fact. Oh man. So yeah, then I do love though that Ashford crawls over to him and just bites into him like a nice juicy pear. Just bites right into that fucking dude's throat.
Yep,
Yeah.
love to see it.
What
You
you
love to
get.
see a
Karma.
villain be killed by his own creations.
Yeah. But he does the fire a couple of rounds though, and then he tries to off himself with the gun, but he's out
That's
of
a good
ammo.
touch.
Love
You
that.
get the mist ending thing going on there.
Mhm.
Ah, damn it. Shouldn't have wasted the ammo, buddy.
The
but
mist
then-
you hacks.
Yeah, missed you hacks. God damn. By the way, House of the Dead was 2003.
Oh, damn. Long
Okay,
before.
so this movie could have.
Uh-oh.
And
What?
actually, Candice, I think that story was written long before
Well,
there was even a
okay.
Resident
The ending
Evil
in the
game.
movie is different than the ending in the story, Tim.
Oh.
Oh,
The ending of the story is they're
Hoisted
just
on my
driving off
own
into the
action.
mist and they just never find anyone.
The actually gives, the actually takes away. So they're flying away. The nuke detonates. And this is like the fifth scene of shrapnel just fucking everything up.
A lot of
Right.
shrapnel in this movie. Yeah, this is a very anti-shrapnel movie.
Yeah, the pro shrapnel lobbyists, they must have been pissed at this one.
They clearly didn't spend enough.
Yeah, because they packed all their loose change into improvised explosive devices, Candice. You laugh, but
quarter-
that's a
quarter
true
in your calf.
horror of war. Is getting a 50-cent piece lodged in your thigh.
Yeah, and it's funny.
It's funny, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's downright hysterical.
it's funny money.
So now they crash into the Arklay Mountains, which is 2 hours away from Raccoon City, right, Candice?
Sure, why not?
Are the
Yeah,
I don't know
Arklay
if they-
Mountains real?
No.
Okay.
No, Raccoon City Raccoon City and the Arclay
Is there a
Mountains
map of them?
are kind of like in the Midwest, kind of like in the Michigan, kind of Ohio type area.
Yeah. Jordan,
That's what
there
it's
are no
supposed to be.
zombies. I don't know if you.
No, those are meth heads in Ohio.
Yeah, yeah. Those
Michigan.
Right.
Those were meth heads you ran in. Those were on Crocodile.
Right.
That's why sometimes they're fast and
crazy
sometimes they're slow.
from bathtub gin.
Yeah, occasionally there's some fent that's cut in with their meth, and it
That's
slows
how you get the
them down.
nemesis.
Right. Oh, Jesus. Man. So yeah, they
That's
crash,
bath salts.
and then it's just Umbrella, of course, goes out there, finds a near dead Alice, and we cut to the news just covering the entire thing up.
Yeah, she's completely dead.
I
Yeah,
think she is dead, isn't
yeah,
she?
she's totally dead.
She's got her
I
eyes
didn't see
open
the
and not
subtle-
moving at all.
what we're seeing in that kind of final scene is a clone. I think, right? So
Okay.
the Alice dies
Oh, right.
Yeah,
because
Okay.
because the clone seems to, there's that thing of it recovering all the memories.
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah.
'Cause that's how
well,
cloning
Yeah.
works.
What's your name?
You inherit the memories of the previous clone.
First, you teach them to use a pen. That's the most important thing. When they come
Sorta.
out of the clone tank, you teach
Oh
them
my
to use a
God.
pen.
First of all, you have to have them in some weird recliner, like in Crimes of the Future, that's like hooked up to their body, but make sure they're naked.
You need tits. Gotta be
Mhm.
some tits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what's incredible is before he gives her the pen to use, they're already talking about like how much her brain power and strength has increased. And he gives her a pen, and she's like
What
running around
happens
with it like
after
a
this,
3-year-old.
I think is incredibly stupid. But this, as a tease for the next movie, I think is so fucking cool. The line "I'm Alice and I remember everything" is awesome.
That is cool.
That's good.
And her making
It
the
is, yes.
security dude bleed out of the eyeballs is really cool.
Okay.
I think
Which
once
never comes back.
if
There goes
I know
Tim.
it's just a weird power she has once.
That's again, it's like when Superman threw
used it
his
one time,
logo
yes.
and it wrapped around that dude.
Right.
And you're like, what? Yeah.
They realized that they gave her godlike
got-
powers. And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a
yeah.
little bit
Like
hard
I'm gonna
to
say
make,
she's got like
enemies.
40% scanners. She didn't make the head blow up, but definitely.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No,
She's working her
it
way
is
up.
so good, and especially like first she fucks around with the pen, and then goes to like stab dude right in the eyeball with it, but just stops right there.
It's these movies all I don't want to say all, but I think often have really, really great teases for the next movie. And I think that's a big strong point in the series all the way through is
I know I kept watching because I was waiting for characters to come back.
Yeah.
I'm like, when they finally introduced Wesker in the film series, I was like, fucking finally!
Yeah.
It's like movie 5 before you get Wesker.
I don't have to. I can stop writing all those
I can
letters.
delete all of the fan fiction I've been adding Wesker into because now there's canon I can go off of.
But yeah, the thing of her coming out and then getting intercepted by her team that are in these shitty disguises, that's so crazy. I guess they kind of explain it because
oh my god,
Yeah.
apparently the villain wanted her to escape, which is again is this their plan? It's kind of hard to get your finger on what's the plan and what's them fucking up. But
He tells
I think he's looking at it as a kind of like a happy accident because there's no way they could have planned that these idiots are going to be stupid enough to think that
Right.
a haircut and some leather jackets are going to
fooled
be able
me.
to get into this
I
high
didn't know who
security
these people
building.
were.
Yeah,
and get
Candice
her
had
out.
no idea.
I know I didn't recognize Jill. Jill's hairdo is so weird.
She was
during
like,
this.
Candice is like, is that Richard
Yeah,
Pryor?
standing straight up.
I didn't know he was in this movie.
Yeah, strange hair choice on Jill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a great note to go out on. But yeah, if there was just a hard cut after "I'm Alice and I remember everything," would be so awesome.
It does
But
look
they
cool,
do.
though.
He does say, "All right, activate program Alice," and then her eye flashes. So it's like,
It turns into the umbrella
he's,
Right.
logo.
she's the Manchurian candidate,
Mhm.
only not running for office,
Right, just fucking shit up.
just running. Yeah. So that's it then, folks. That is Resident Evil Apocalypse. I got to say, I had a lot of fun watching it. I haven't watched it since it first came out. Just watched it today. Had a lot of fun watching it. It was an easy, it's like 90 minutes, but it goes by at a clip. There's never like a dull moment in it. It's fantastic rewatch for sure. Candice, what about you? What would you say?
I definitely recommend this, not because it's a great Resident Evil movie.
Oh, no. No.
But I do
Very
recommend
diplomatic answer you're getting. I appreciate
Yeah.
But I do agree that this is a great movie to watch if, like, it's a Sunday afternoon, you don't have any plans, you don't want to think too hard, you just want to lay on the couch, turn on Resident Evil.
Turn your brain off. It's perfect. Yeah. What about you, Tim?
Pretty much the same. It's a great, like I said, that's why I also like the Twilight series, because you turn USA on, a Sci-Fi Channel on, and for the next 6 or 7 hours, you can do shit around your house and sit down and go, all right, wait, I know in the next 20 seconds, 30 seconds, there's a cool scene coming up. Oh, now
Tim,
the
buddy,
fucking guy's
I got to tell
sparkling.
you, this is a hill you're dying on alone. With this Twilight is a fun movie to just put on.
I'm just glad that he's sticking to his guns.
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm
fine,
not ashamed.
you know.
I'm
Let
sorry.
your freak flag fly, Tim. And Jordan, I have to assume you would suggest people watch it. Obviously,
Yeah. I'll go ahead and agree with most of the stuff y'all said. I think it's a hoot, and the series is such a fun blast, and I don't really think they don't make them like this anymore. And and if you like the games, you might not get a beat for beat recreation of the story, but I think you're getting a lot of that trashy, campy fun that you get from playing the games. These are a hoot. This one in particular.
So, Jordan, if people were listening to this episode of the podcast and they said, you know what, that guy Jordan, he has really good opinions and he has good taste in things, right?
Yes.
And they're like, you know what? I'm going to check out Jordan Jesse Go, of course, or I already have, which is probably the truth.
Jordan Jesse Go is a chat podcast I do over there on the Maximum Fun Network. We just get together and shoot the shit for 90-ish minutes every week, and we have cool guests from the world of music, comedy, etc.
You had my voice alike on there very recently.
Brian Posehn?
Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
I didn't even have
nailed
to
it.
prompt you.
Got it in one. Yeah, you guys do have the same energy. Yeah, we've had folks like Brian Posehn and Camille Nanjiani, Patton Oswalt, Judy Greer. So yeah, just fun folks that you recognize from.
I love Judy Greer.
Yeah, I used to play Call of Duty online on Xbox, and somebody on the voice chat thought I was Brian Posehn because apparently he had just tweeted that he was playing Call of Duty. So I had this entire, like, all of these people friend requesting me, all of these.
That's great.
You just play like regular Xbox? Like, yeah, there's no like special celebrity Xbox or something.
That's true.
Okay, so if they enjoy the podcast and they're like, you know what, I like his voice, but what about something he wrote down or put on a physical thing?
Great
if they
setup.
want to touch you.
Thank you. Yes.
Written down.
Wonderful setup. Yes, you can touch me. I do a class at Pasadena City College a couple times a week, so just find me at Pasadena City College. No, don't do that.
Do that. Stay away.
Yeah, listen. If you see me, around, I may hug you, but ask first.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact.
Weird.
Just hug after you've asked for permission. No, if you're talking about physical things that you can touch. Or download, I guess. There's a digital version of this. I did a story for the aforementioned Archie Comics horror anthology, Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors, coming out March 22nd. It's 3 spooky tales that take place in the famous diner from the Archie Comics series. And they're funny, they're spooky, they're gory, they're kind of fucked up. And I had a ton of fun doing it. My story is with this great artist, Liana Congas, whose art you recognize from all sorts of cool spots if you're a comics fan. And yeah, they were great to work with, and the issue's a real hoot. So grab it at your local comic book store March 22nd, or better yet, tell them to put it on your pull list. Those pre-orders really help comics. So if you can pre-order it, please do so.
Absolutely. Yeah. So call up your local comic book shop. Tell them, hey, besides my dick, I got this on my pull list.
Maybe don't make that.
Yeah, I never even really thought about that until now. But yeah,
with the person.
Yeah. Don't really do that.
It's a solid joke. It's a solid piece of business.
Okay.
So it's whole.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, pre-orders really have.
So
to
yeah. Other than that, what about you, Tim? Anything you want people to pay attention to on the internet?
Not really. Just our show, our Patreon. If you can't donate,
Discord
if you
is
don't want to
free,
be on the
yeah.
Discord, Discord's free, so that doesn't cost you anything.
Yes.
So sometimes
You might get photoshopped onto some terrible things, but yeah.
Well, look, anybody who goes into Discord and starts putting their pictures up on it, 1, 2, 3.
Mostly it's me getting photoshopped onto things, though. So.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It's extra disturbing for some reason. Waking up every morning and
because it's an Australian doing it. So when we're asleep is when he's doing it.
Absolutely. What about you, Candice? Anything you want people to pay attention to on the internet?
Just the same old socials at HorrorHoochie69 on Instagram and on Twitter.
It's the best handle. You can find Tim at Yobo Gold, me at Eddie the Axe on all the socials. Subscribe to our Patreon, get access to all of our bonus episodes. Oh, man, not only that, but the Blood Bank, which, again, I talked about earlier, 5,300 different horror and action and comedy movies dating back to the 70s for TV you to stream at $10 a month. So taking requests on occasion. If I like you. I think that's about it, though. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. We'll have to have you back on.
This was really fun. Thank you so much, guys. This was a blast. And, tons of fun to talk about this movie. Thank you.
Absolutely. And, folks, I think...
Shucks. Yeah, maybe next time I have something to plug, we'll do one of the middle... We'll do one of the Twilights. No. Yes,
Twilights.
Tim, I have. Okay, Tim, I've never seen a Twilight movie.
He said yes.
Yes. If I come back, you can show me your favorite Twilight. I would love to see it.
That's not. Happen.
That's not going to give him enough time to pick. Yeah,
it's so hard to pick.
All right. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and this is how we end it. Goodbye.